Hi, I'm Lina Ham, and this is the Psychology Department 5-Minute Mental Health Series. Today, we're going to talk about something that might feel uncomfortably familiar: hyper-independence. That feeling of needing to do everything on your own. Not asking for help, not depending on anyone, even when you're exhausted. Maybe you've heard someone say, "I don't need anyone." Maybe you've said it yourself. But what if I told you, hyper-independence isn't always strength? In fact, it's often a trauma response. Let's break it down. Part 1. What is hyper-independence? Hyper-independence is the belief that you can only rely on yourself. It is not the healthy kind of self-sufficiency. It is the kind of mindset that says, "I would rather break down alone than ask for help." It sounds like, "I do not trust anyone to do it right. I do not want to be a burden. I am fine, I have got this." At first it might even look admirable. People call you strong, reliable, disciplined, but underneath there is often fear. Fear of being disappointed. Fear of needing someone who lets you down. Fear of being vulnerable. Hyper-independence is a shield. And like most shields, it is heavy. Part 2. Where hyper-independence comes from. So where does it come from? Trauma, especially relational trauma. If you grew up in an environment where your needs were not met, or worse, where needing something led to punishment, you might have learned, "I am safer if I do not need anyone." Maybe you had a parent who dismissed your emotions, or a relationship where your vulnerability was used against you, or maybe you spent years being the strong one because no one else could step up. Over time, self-reliance becomes your survival tool. Independence becomes your identity, but it is not born out of confidence. It is born out of protection. Part 3. How hyper-independence shows up in real life. Here is the tricky part. Hyper-independence does not always look like pain. It often looks like ambition. You do everything yourself at work. You avoid delegating because no one else will do it right. You struggle to open up in relationships. You feel awkward receiving kindness or help. Even in friendships or love, you keep your distance. You do not let people fully in. You call it being private. But really, you are scared. Scared to be seen in your softness. Scared to be let down again. Sometimes you feel proud of your independence. But deep down, you are lonely, exhausted, maybe even resentful, because while you are holding everything together for everyone else, no one is holding you. Part 4. Why hyper-independence is not strength. We live in a culture that praises independence. Especially in the United States. We are told, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Do not depend on anyone. Be strong. But strength is not about doing everything alone. True strength is about connection. It is having the courage to say, "I am not okay. I need support. I cannot do this all by myself." Strength is vulnerability. And that is terrifying when your nervous system is wired for survival, not connection. Hyper-independence tells you, you are only safe if you do not rely on anyone. But healing says, you are safe enough to lean in. Part 5. What healing from hyper-independence looks like. So how do we begin healing from hyper-independence? It starts with this one truth. You are allowed to need. You are allowed to ask. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to not have it all together. Here are a few practices that help. Name it. Recognize when you are avoiding help out of fear, not strength. Challenge the story. Ask yourself, is this really who I want to be? Or is this who I had to become? Try receiving. Let someone help you even if it is small. Therapy helps. So does community. Healing happens in safe relationships. Remember, interdependence is not weakness. It is human. And you are still worthy. Even when you are not the strong one. If this resonated with you, you are not alone. Your self-reliance makes sense. But you do not have to carry everything anymore. You are allowed to ask for help. And still be powerful. So here is my question to you. Who would you be if you believed someone could hold space for you? What would change if you allowed softness? You are not weak